Imagine waking up on the morning of September 24th, 2002 and hopping onto the RuneScape webpage to read that the following mysterious update had been released. The most fearsome monster to ever venture into RuneScape has now ventured into RuneScape. No former information about this update was available, so nobody even had any clue that a new monster was planned. There was no information available on that monster either other than its name, the King Black Dragon. On top of that, the update provided no context as to where this new beast was even located. In a flash, the hunt was on to locate and dispatch this new highest level monster first. It was official, RuneScape had its first boss. Now, the King Black Dragon was a lot different in RuneScape Classic than what we have now in old school RuneScape. Because combat was a lot different, so were the KBD's abilities. It only ever used Fire Breath on its first attack, and also severely drained range and prayer upon being attacked. It also did not inflict poison or freeze you in place like the one we have today. Instead, it boasted the by far highest combat stats of any monster in the game, outclassing the previous highest, regular Black Dragon, by 25%. The deadliness of this monster was in its raw power, prayer drain, and the fact that only one person could fight it at a time. In the changeover to RS2, the King Black Dragon got rebalanced with the focus of it being a group boss. It may seem like a bit of a pushover and a mid-game boss nowadays because of the new equipment we have access to, such as crossbows, Dragon Hunter equipment, and better anti-fire breath equipment, but at the time, none of these were available. The best in slot weapon was a Dragon Longsword on stab mode, and an anti-dragon shield was required. The best strategy was to go in with prayer gear and pray melee, as the KBD's prayer drain was no longer a thing, and its primary fire breath attack ignored armor anyway. With these restrictions, the beast was a difficult solo, even for the highest level players. Unfortunate for me, I'm going to have to take the beast down with far less than max combats. While I will have access to the best in slot equipment for my era, I do not have access to anti-fire breath potions, which will make the KBD's fire breath attack brutal. Even with the bump in stats I got from the Fire Giant grind, I'll only be able to inflict about 0.8 DPS on the KBD, which means an average kill time of 5 minutes. With only an inventory of sharks to my name, withstanding that damage of the KBD for that long will be an absolute challenge. The good news is that I only need to kill the beast once just to prove that I accomplished it this month. Why is that exactly? Well, the KBD's drop table has been adjusted and rebalanced many times, including adding many items I don't have access to, such as a Draconic Visage and a Dragon Pickaxe. At the end of the day, the only unique item for me that it still drops that I need is a Dragon Medium Helmet, and we already got that from Fire Giants for the explicit reason that the KBD is going to be too tough to kill regularly. Are you ready to jump in and hunt this horrible beast down? I'm super excited, as 2 years since starting, this series finally encounters its first boss. Let's go ahead and get started with this, the finale of Season 2 of Time Traveller Ironman. So that's pretty much it. All we can really do is just go in with the best in slot equipment that we can get, a full inventory of supplies, and try to kill this dragon down. I am of course going to be using some prayer potions, super attack, super strength potions as well, because without those I have even less of a hope. Sharks for food. I could get pineapple pizzas, which are a little bit better, but they're also 2 bite instead of 1, so I'm not really sure if that's worth the extra 10% HP. The only thing special I'm going to be doing here is going ahead and stepping under the King Black Dragon to eat the food so that I'm not taking unnecessary damage, and we'll give it a shot. Let's see how this goes. Well, we went ahead and we actually got really close to getting this first kill, which is super surprising, just with the basic inventory of supplies that I had, and we're this close. So maybe there's hope to get a kill this way, but I actually have a better idea in mind. Because the King Black Dragon changed so much between RS Classic and RS2, I want to go ahead and try to abuse some RS2 mechanics by doing red X clicking. So this is about to get super technical, but there's 2 concepts that I want to discuss that I'll be using here coming up shortly. The first is called flinching. Flinching is basically when you trap an NPC around an obstacle such that they can't attack you. If you wait for their health bar to disappear, you can get a free hit in without being retaliated against, and then get back to your safe spot. This is a really good way to deal damage to an NPC without taking any damage in return, making it extremely safe. Now, in order to flinch an NPC, you need an obstacle between you and it, and unfortunately in the King Black Dragon lair, there's no such thing as any obstacles that can be used to abuse this. So that's where the second term comes in, red X clicking. Basically, due to some weird spaghetti code and the fact that this game engine is like 20 years old, if a monster is trying to retaliate against you and you do a red X click, that is, click on an item on the ground or any action that provides a red X on the interface, that monster will be unable to move for 1 tick. So effectively, what you can do is stand under an NPC, continue to red X click to prevent it from moving, and then hit it as if you were flinching and then go right back under. This allows me to do damage to the King Black Dragon without taking any damage in return. However, it is very difficult because you have to maintain this rhythm of constant red X clicks and hitting the dragon at a specified interval determined by my weapon attack speed. Now, in order to do this, I'm going to be using the plethora of drops that are on the ground in the KBD layer. There's lots of coins and gems and things, and these will provide sources for my red X clicks as long as I have a full inventory and can't actually pick them up. Now, the problem is, as I eat food, I'm going to be freeing inventory spaces that I'll be able to pick these items up. So in order to make sure my inventory is open the entire time, I'm going to need a type of food that doesn't leave my inventory after it's eaten. And there is a specific type of food that came out recently that I have in mind, and that's curry. Curry is, of course, a really high healing item. The only downside is that it takes a long time to put together. So I went ahead and took a little bit of time to collect some raw chicken, some potatoes, some curry leaves, and put them all together so that I had a decent stack of curry to try this method. So all that said, and with my curry in tow, I went ahead and gave this method a try, and well, we'll see how it goes. So as you can see, it actually went terribly. It's super hard to keep consistently doing the red X click on an item underneath the dragon because the dragon's click box is so massive, and timing the flinches correctly is also very hard. I actually had more success doing this on a test account than I did on my actual Time Traveller account, unfortunately. So I don't think this method is going to work. We're just going to have to brute force the kill. And believe it or not, I've actually been lying to you most of this video. My very first attempt out to kill the King Black Dragon was a successful one. So as you can see by the remaining supplies in my inventory, this kill was incredible. I didn't even bring in anti-poison and we still managed to secure the kill. This kill wound up taking me about 3 minutes and 20 seconds, or meaning that I had about a 1.2 DPS. That is 50% more DPS than I should be getting on average. That kind of luck is unreal. The fact that I got this on my very first kill was extremely fortunate and saved a lot of grind trying to get it. Unfortunately, not a very exciting drop, but that's okay because we'll be back to the King Black Dragon at some point in the future, I guarantee it. Unfortunately though, that is all the time we have for today's video. I hope you've enjoyed our adventure so far. It's been almost a year and a half since I started this season of Time Traveller, and I'm so thankful that you've joined me for every step along the way. I am greatly looking forward to Season 3, and I hope that you are as well. Of course, we can't leave without thanking the members who have joined the channel so far, with an extra huge thank you to those top tier supporters, Kitty Lion, Mad Hatter, and Peepo Time. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care, everyone.